Morning out in the world today. Let's see if this thing is rocking. I don't think the mic is moving. Hold on a second. We're gonna get this thing going because I know that my audio has got to work. Good morning to you guys. It's Wednesday. Today's topic is feelings cannot be fuel. I hope my road can. There it goes. I got some things to do today. I can't have my microphone not working, y'all. Good morning. Hey, we're talking about today, feelings cannot be fuel. Hello, wherever you guys are at in the world. It's a Wednesday morning. We call this hump day. Morning sideline confessions. Hello, pleasure to chat with you yesterday. We had a good little time talking about some sports background stuff and weird little stories. But today I want to have this conversation I think everybody needs to have sometimes. And this is one that has to do with feelings. So we all have these feelings that are literally these things that are tied to how we do things without us being completely aware of how they operate, right? The next chapter, good morning to you. James West, good morning. So I want you to think about this. I want you to first, we're going to talk about feelings and where they tie into our future and our success and all our failures and a whole lot of stuff. But also they cannot be our fuel. We can't operate off of how we feel. And I think we talk about this, but I'm really going to give you a perspective of why. Teddy Wells, aloha from Hawaii's film and entertainment industry. My man, Teddy Wells, good morning to you. So here's this concept. I want you to think about how feelings are created. Let's go. Joey Bisanyo, my man. What's up, guy? That's awesome. So think about this. Feelings are these things that come to us and that we have honestly no control how they come in sometimes. And typically we don't realize feelings come in the back end of actions. They just do. There's some kind of action that usually leads to a feeling, or we just have them and we have no idea where they came from. I wake up feeling a certain way or something. All of a sudden something's going on. But these two ways to look at this. First one with an action. Actions are the things that lead to feelings. If we feel like we want to have love or love somebody, the first thing you do is a verb, an action of love, right? You don't just say, I'm going to wait till I love this person to do things that make me feel like I love them. Like, that's not how it works. In fact, you must do the action before you feel a certain way because it leads that way. But think about it. If I walk in somewhere and I kick you in your shin, you're not going to feel too great about me. But if I come in, give you a handshake, a hug, a high five, how you doing, greet you nicely, guess what? You feel a little bit like, oh, I feel a little better for this person or about this person, right? So that's the first thing about this. Blessings from Colorado. I appreciate you, Terrell. So it's a big thing right there, right? But then also think about it. Sometimes feelings are these things that they operate, they're going on, but we have no idea how to manage or operate from them. But what we do, unfortunately, is we actually live out of these emotional spaces. So we wake up some days, we feel like doing something, so guess what? We do it. But then that same thing on a different day needs to be done, and we don't feel like doing it. So what do? Oftentimes, we don't do it. It doesn't get done. And then what do? We sit back and go, man, I don't know why, but I didn't get that thing done. I didn't feel like it. I'm going to wait until I feel like doing it to get it done. But guess what? It needed to get done, and now it doesn't get done, and here's what it does. It doesn't get done. It's an inaction, and now I feel a certain way for not having it done. I feel less than. My personal pride diminishes. I don't have that same vigor, that same pride, and same confidence. And so what I look at, and I kind of operate in my personal life, like right now, in my back, my thoracic spine, one of my ribs is out. It's been out and in the last week and a half. It's really bothering me at this point. But here's the thing, today, after this, 7:38, in less than an hour, I will be live with an online virtual presentation to I think 1,000-ish people in a nearby county virtually. I have a break for 45 minutes. Then I'm going live to potentially 5.3 million people that this list goes out to. I don't know if they're all going to tune in live, but there's this list that 5.3 million people have been sent that I'm going to be going on live on this one thing. How many will show up? I don't know. But here's the thing. My back is killing me. It hurts right now. Like when I take a deep breath, I was rolling out in the living room this morning trying to get this thing to pop back into place. But it's bothersome. But I don't get to only wait till I feel good to show up at a high level. I'm telling you this as a real personal, this is what's going on in my life. I'm not unhappy. I'm not an unhappy person right now. I'm in a good mood. I'm rocking and rolling. But the truth is I have a life that I got to live and I got to keep going. Things that have got to get done that cannot not get done simply because I don't feel like it. Because what happens is we get to the back end of a day and go, man, I didn't feel like doing something. It didn't get done. And you did something or didn't do something that leads you to feeling like crap. And that feeling, it perpetuates day after day after day, year after year for some people. And we wonder, why do I not feel that great? Well, here's the thing. You have to show up in a way where you do not live off the fuel of your feelings. Tell you this honestly, transparently, you cannot operate off the fuel of how you feel. Just for one of the presentations later today, I was forced to have to create something that took an extra hour and a half that I should have had to do. I 1000% should not have had to do what I had to do yesterday with the team, with organized, with some design stuff, or it just shouldn't have had to do it, but I did it. And the people that I did it for, I'm going to show up and still be bright and bubbly and joyous. They'll have no idea that part of me is frustrated for having to do it. Why? Because I don't operate off my feelings. Because if you operate off your feelings, whenever you don't feel like it, people will know. And when people know, they're not going to operate with you very much more. Just being honest, like people who can sense you don't want to be around them or you don't want them around you, they feel it. They're like, I don't like this. And they walk away. They leave your space, leave your vicinity. Now you have less connections, less network, and people go talk about you in a funky way like, I don't know about that person. They're a little bit off, right? And it might have been you just had a bad day. But people don't have to know that. They don't have to feel it. Now, I'm not saying hide your feelings. Let me be really clear about it. I'm not saying hide your feelings. I'm not saying not tell people how you feel, because I do it all the time. However, I am saying life, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, your perspectives, your future, your career, whatever it is, it needs you to show up every day. And you can't only choose to show up when you feel like it. Because if that's the case, I promise a lot of days you're not going to feel like it. And then guess what? You won't even have the opportunity to show up because no one's going to want you around. So as you start thinking about where do I find my fuel, find your fuel in a desire to have personal pride for having discipline, having consistency. That should be your personal fuel. For me, what gives me pride is like when I start a workout, I don't cut workouts short. I don't miss reps. That's part of my personal pride. And whether I feel like it or not, I'm going to get it done, right? On my personal pride, I have a name that is the only name of mine besides my son that I know. My name has a certain level of respect in the world because I've worked my tail off to have that be a reality. And so when I show up in the world, everything I touch that has my name on it matters. And there's not an asterisk that says, but he was having a bad day. It doesn't exist. There's nothing. You can't go in and say, well, you know what? He didn't show up perfectly there, but you know what? He had a bad, his rib was out. Nobody cares. No one, right? So the idea is like if you want to show up in your life and do something great, be tied to discipline and consistency and doing what it takes to manage yourself, but show up in those moments because here's the thing, they don't last forever. This is 2 hours of my day that I got to be on as if nothing's going on. Now, football helps me with this because when I played, we always play with a little bit of bangs and bruises. You got a little bit of stuff bothering you. So you get used to understanding how to function at full level without feeling at full level. You know what I mean? So the idea is like there's going to be days you just don't feel like it. And that's okay. But I'm not saying you don't have to have the fuel from that lead you to the next levels of life. Be anchored to what is your discipline and your consistency for your personal pride of self. And that's what changes the game for your life. If you think about every successful person you look up to, there's some level, if you watch them, of them being consistent in something, disciplined in something. There's, even if it's something that's the rest of their life sucks, but they're really good in this one area. Even if that's a reality, the truth is they are still disciplined and consistent, which creates traction, which creates momentum. And all of a sudden they have this success that seems like it's overnight. It ain't overnight, man. They realize in order to operate at a high level, to have the success they want, it can't be something that's fueled from feelings. Now, yeah, it makes it way easier when you feel good. It makes it way easier when you feel joyous and excited. I'm not saying I don't right now. I'm excited to do what I do because I love what I get to do. I'm blessed to have an opportunity in this world to go and speak to individuals to impact their lives by my words, right? I love this. I'm not gonna lie, I love doing it. But at the end of the day, there are times when I don't feel like doing it. But it doesn't mean I don't show up as if it is nothing in the background going on. Not to fake it, not to hide it, but to realize that if your dreams are going to become realities at some point in time in the future, it's going to come when you have decided that, hey, you know what? Whether I feel like it or not, I'm going to work because my discipline of who I am as a human, my consistency of how I show up, and my personal pride matter more to me than the pain. Not just the pain of what I'm feeling now funky-wise, but also the pain of regret. Because that regret monster, man, it'll climb on your back and it'll lock you up into a headlock and you'll feel like crap for way longer than you need to. That's my message for you today. I hope it landed. I hope you grasp what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, here's the thing, you have also control of your feelings. Not that you have a full control, but you have control of actions. And like I said in the very beginning, your actions will lead you to a feeling. If I act in a certain way, I can feel a certain way. That's why whenever you feel funky, go catch a workout. Go take a hike. Why? Because it changes the environment. The action changes your actual physiology, like physiological aspect of your body, or your whole body moves. So all of a sudden you release dopamine and serotonin and norepinephrine, like your body releases chemicals because you're doing something. That action adjusts your feelings. So you do have control of your feelings sometimes, right? You do have a way to manage them. Now, things happen that are big. You lose a loved one, lose a job. There are some big events that happen that make it vastly harder to do so. But the truth is, you have, for the most part, those odd days, you have control of how to manage those so you get going. For example, I will never give a speech unless I have moved. I'm not talking to human beings unless where they pay me to do it. I never talk to anybody unless I have got my body up, my blood going, my brain on, because I know how it makes me feel. And if I want to give them a feeling of energy from my heart, I got to be at a level where I operate and feel it, right? So there's certain things I do actionably to control my emotions, to control my feelings. So I have a place to operate from that's very, very dialed. So that's my message for you today. It's Dina Nelson says, or Dina Elson says, yes, Atlanta smacked me in the side of my head, LOL. I love it. Glad it hit you. Don't dwell in bad feeling spaces. Yes, Titus Lee, what's up, my man? Retha, Simone, Retha, Nancy, Carol. Hey, so that's it. The message for you guys today. God bless you. Hope you have an amazing Wednesday. What else? Oh, hey. Hey, what's up, Ricardo? If you guys have not yet, go to identityshiftbook.com. And here's the thing, the book, which is right here, I got it sitting on my desk now, book drops August 24th. And on August 24th, you're going to get a rubric, understanding in this book of exactly how to make a shift like I talk about. It's all in there. Like I unpack the shift method, the roots and fruits, the how our ideal identity is built. I unpack so much in there so you understand, like this thing Anthony talks about, I grasp it. So go grab the book, identityshiftbook.com. If you use the code freebies, it's simple, freebies, you're going to get when the book drops the audio book. If you want to listen to me talk, I'm actually recording the audio book here in this microphone. So if you want to listen to the audiobook, if you want to have the digital ebook version, there's also a workbook that goes along with it. So there are a lot of people like, Ant, I would love to be coached by you. And I don't have the ability to actually coach them individually, or the programs that we provide aren't a perfect fit, or that they can't afford it. Totally understand that, right? So I was like, all right, what if I put something in the book that allows you to have an accompanying workbook that allows you to guide yourself step by step through the segments of some of my coaching. So you're like, hey, I want to learn how to do this for my own life. Beautiful. The workbook's there, and all this stuff you get for free. So go to identityshiftbook.com, use code freebies right now. Like it comes out in August, pre-order it now. When you pre-order it now, the stuff gets sent to you. And honestly, the day it drops, August 24th, it's in your inbox. The book should get there hopefully a little bit before that, depending on when you actually purchase it. But all these free things, man, they come to your inbox and you got them. And it's honestly, for me, it's like it's a cool gift to give of my brain, my heart, and so many years of work to get this stuff clear. Somebody had a question on Instagram, and it says, how long did it take to establish this discipline, mind over feelings? Kate Kravitz, it's been a lifetime. To be honest, there's just like the concept of habits, like the length of time. The question is, how long did it take to create this discipline? I think what ends up happening is first you choose what's the thing that makes you want to get up every day, right? What's the thing that makes you want to do the things that are difficult when you don't want to do the things that are difficult? And it doesn't have to be something that's world changing. It could just be one simple thing. Like for 75 Hard, I was like, I want to make sure when I go on stage, people ask the question of like, hey, when did you stop playing? Because you're still in some good shape. That's it. That was my why to get up in the morning. I want to make sure when I go back on stage, I'm not a chubby bunny. That was my 75 Hard thing, right? So find the thing to get up. And then what you do is you fall in love with the process. You find the joys within it. Like there's certain things you can actively seek out joy. A lot of us just, I don't want to do it. So I go, I don't want to do it. I close my brain off to anything good. Whereas for me, there are a lot of things that I find joy in. I'm very adaptable. There are things that my wife asks me to go do. Like she'll ask me to go and move things or do handyman stuff at her business. I have stuff I want to get done for my work. I don't want to do her stuff, but I find joy. What's the joy? I get to spend an hour with my wife, half an hour to the place, doing some work, a half an hour home. I find joy in that. So I find ways to be disciplined in certain areas by finding joy in the thing I don't typically at first face value like. I don't like it. Beautiful. You don't like it? Guess what? You can still find something you like within it. Go and seek it out. Maybe I don't like, for example, I'm not a fan of how hard workouts can be sometimes. My trainer makes workouts that suck. You know, I am a fan of. I love the ability to listen to good music. I put cool music on, I listen to my music, and I like to just kind of melt away into the background of the day. And then an hour later, hour and a half, whatever it is, and I'm dead tired, I wake up and I feel good. Like I say wake up, I come back to reality for my workout. But I look forward to that. And my discipline to get those things done is tied to the end result of how I will feel. Not how I'm looking at the workout being difficult and I get stressed off it all the time, right? So you're wondering, how do you create the discipline? I heavily believe seek proactively to find something of joy within this thing that you don't love. Because when you like doing it, you'll do it. Then the word discipline, consistency, it's not this thing you're shooting for. It's a description of how you're showing up. Think about it. It's not that I'm trying to be disciplined, trying to be consistent. No, I'm just trying to be Anthony. I'm just trying to be Anthony because Anthony likes this. This is who Anthony is. Your description of it is, man, he's disciplined. He's consistent. Now I'm just Anthony. And Anthony, I guess, happens to be disciplined and consistent. Why? Because Anthony finds joy. See what I'm saying? So find those ways to become the person who has that. And that's honestly in the book. Not going to lie. These are things concepts-wise that are inside the book. So go to identityshiftbook.com. Pre-order it now. Code is freebies. identityshiftbook.com. Code freebies. Get all your good stuff. All right, cool. I'm going to let you go because I got to prepare for these speeches. I got to change my shirt and I got to do all my stuff and get myself ready to rock and roll. So you guys take care. God bless you. And I will see you on Friday morning. All right, guys. See you. I'm out.